APSEX Online Support Program, Class 9, Week 14, Lesson 19, Subject Biology. Textbook Biology, page number 185 to 186, Unit 9, Transport, topic blood, blood plasma, blood cells. Resources required, biology text. Objectives. By the end of the lesson, students will be able to revise blood, blood plasma, blood cells, red blood cells. Blood plasma constitute about 55% by volume of blood. As I have told you that inside the blood about 57% of the plasma is present. And if we are talking about the cells, and the cells like body means the red blood cells, the white blood cells and the platelets, so they are about 45% by volume of the. You can see this diagram. The first tube you can see clearly, like blood is present inside this tube, but you can also see the yellowish transparent fluid above the red blood. This is actually the plasma. Whenever we inject the blood into a syringe, so after some time what you will observe that the red blood cells will be separated and the plasma will come towards the upper surface. So that yellowish part of the blood is actually known as the plasma. Now we will be discussing the blood plasma. We will be discussing the composition of the blood plasma, that what kind of things are actually present inside the plasma, what things combine together and they make the blood plasma, and what are the percentages of that elements. So if we are talking about the plasma, so remember students that plasma is actually the water, right? So plasma is primarily water in which the proteins, salts, metabolites and wastes are dissolved. So plasma is composed of so many things. It is composed of water, proteins, salts, metabolites and wastes that are present in the dissolved form inside the plasma. And they have different percentages. The protein will be having different percentage than the salts, metabolites and the wastes. So we will be discussing each and every in detail. Water. So look at the water. It is about 90 to 92% of the plasma. Inside the plasma about 92 to 92% of water is present, and the remaining 8 to 10% are dissolved substances. Dissolved substances means the proteins, the salts, the metabolites and the wastes. So salts are about 0.9% present inside the plasma. And sodium chloride mean the NaCl, the common table salt that we are using inside our homes, and the salts of the carbonates are present in considerable amounts. Now the calcium, magnesium, copper, potassium and zincs are found in trace amounts. These are the minerals, and you all know that minerals aren't present inside our body. We have to take it from the outside environment, from the plants and from the animals. As you all know that minerals are present inside the earth. So whenever we are watering the plants, so xylem conduct the water and the phloem conduct the minerals. Minerals mean the calcium, magnesium and the copper and the different kind of minerals that are present inside the earth. So when phloem conduct these minerals across the whole plant body, so then the animals feed on that plants, they eat that plants, and then we eat the meat of the plant, and in this way the minerals are transferred to our body. So that's why they are present in trace amounts. Now changes in the concentration of any salt can change the pH of the blood. You all know students that the pH of the blood is about 7.4. So if this is the exact pH of the blood, and the concentration of salt can change the pH of the blood, means concentration of the salt, if you are taking salts in a higher amount, so you will be suffering from the high blood pressure. If you are taking the salts in lesser amount, so you will be suffering from the low blood pressure. So these are the changes in the salts concentration, so they directly affect the pH of the blood. Proteins make about 7 to 8% by weight of the plasma. Different kind of proteins are also present inside, like the proteins like the fibrinogen and the albumin that function differently inside the body. So if we are talking about the fibrinogen, that is a kind of a protein and antibody which help in blood clotting whenever we are injured. So the blood clotting is done by the fibrinogen. So fibrinogen is also present inside the plasma. Now albumin, it is also a kind of a protein that help to balance the water that is present inside the blood. As I have told you that plasma contain about 90 to 92% of the water, and this water is being balanced by the albumin, and albumin is a kind of a protein, right students? So plasma also constitutes the digested food absorbed from the digestive system. So it also consists of the digested food that is being absorbed from the digestive system. As I have told you in the previous lectures, in the digestive system, that from the small intestine the digested food is being absorbed. So that's why that digested food actually then goes to the plasma. It also contains nitrogenous wastes. Nitrogenous wastes are the undigested waste material. So the undigested waste material are also present inside the blood plasma. And beside all these, the respiratory gases, that are the carbon dioxide and the oxygen, they are also present inside the plasma. Now look at the blood cells and cells like bodies. Blood cells means that the cells that are present inside the blood. The blood cells means the red blood cells, the white blood cells, and the platelets. Here you can see a single drop of a blood which consists of the blood plasma, consists of white blood cells about 4% and the red blood cells, right? So first we will be discussing the red blood cells. The biological name of the red blood cells is the erythrocytes. These are the most numerous of the red blood cells. If you examine the blood, so what you will find out, students, that red blood cells are more in number as compared to the white blood cells and the platelets. Now the a cubic millimeter of the blood contain about 5 to 5.5 million of red blood cells in male and 4 to 4.5 million of red blood cells in female. Because the HB of the female is about 12 and the HB of the male is about 15, so that's why there is a difference between the red blood cells of the male and the female. Nucleus. In simple words, students, nucleus is not present inside the red blood cells, but during the formation of the red blood cell, it will contain a nucleus. The nucleus will be present inside the red blood cell, but as the red blood cell matures, so the nucleus will be lost, and as the nucleus is lost, so it will enter into the red blood cells will enter into the blood. Now hemoglobin. Students, as you all know, hemoglobin is the most important and the major component of the red blood cell, as it imparts red color to the red blood cells. So the percentage of the hemoglobin inside the red blood cells is about 95%. And if we talk about the function, or if anybody asks you about the function of the hemoglobin, so the function of the hemoglobin is to transport the oxygen and small amount of the carbon dioxide. The remaining 5% consist of enzymes, salts, and other proteins. And the shape of the red blood cells is the biconcave. Biconcave means double concave. From both sides it is in concave. The shape is concave, and it has an elastic cell membrane. Embryonic life. The embryonic life, they are found in the liver and the spleen. So the red blood cells in the embryonic life, they are formed inside the liver and the spleen, but in adult they are formed in the bone marrow of the of short and flat bones such as sternum, ribs, and vertebrae. Students, lifespan means that how much life red blood cells have. So it is having about 120 days. After 120 days, the red blood cells will be broken down, and where they are broken down? They are broken down in liver and spleen. And how they are broken down? They are broken down with the help of a process known as phagocytosis. Phagocytosis is actually that process. It means that it is an eating process, an engulfing process, that whenever the blood cells will be destroyed, so they will be engulfed by the process that is known as phagocytosis. So this was all about today's lecture, the blood and the red blood cells. Thank you so much.